Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. I'm super excited for today's video. I'm sure you can tell by the thumbnail or the title or whatever I end up writing. Shawnee and Erica and Nikki and I are all collabing on a video idea. The premise is we pick a scene from our favorite movie and use some kind of tricky thing that I don't have that Erica doesn't totally help me do to pick the color story from a scene. So that's what we're doing. I can't remember what everyone else is doing, so you have to watch their videos and see, which I'm super excited to do. I will have Nikki and Erica and Shawnee's channels linked in the description box. There's always stuff down there. You should take a reconnoiter. It's pretty fun. My website is down there, all the things. Anyway, so my favorite movie, like not kids movie, because I was thinking I've got a couple of favorite kids movies, what with, being a big kid person for like a really long time. Anyway, I picked my favorite like grown-up movie, which is Donovan's Reef. Hopefully you've seen it. If you haven't, ignore me and go watch it right now. Such a great movie. It is for us a Christmas movie, but can be watched anytime, really. And I do. So I'll insert the picture here of the scene I chose. It's right before Gilhooly and Guns get into a big fight. So good. Such a good movie. So I'm going to, I think the Nomad Iceland Fire and Ice palette is going to go very, very well with the color story for the scene that I picked. It looks like I can make this work. So we're going to create a look using the colors that the app or whatever tricky thing Erica did picked from this scene. So I'm going to put these on and probably just yammer about the movie, which I feel like could be a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but if you have seen it and you do love it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to scoot you in a bit and start whacking on some eyeshadows. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with the like orangey brown one, and I have basically an orange in this palette. I thought about busting out a couple of different palettes, but I decided I wanted to just stick with the one palette. So we're going in with this shade called Hecla in the transition area. So Donovan's Reef. I don't remember the first time I saw it, but I was way, way, way young. And I don't really, excuse me, I don't really get into like war movies, and some Westerns I'll do. But this was like the best John Wayne movie for me. And I love it. It's so fun. It takes place in Hawaii, which is, warm and sunny, and so very much up my alley. All right, now we're gonna go into Muspelheim. Wow, how about I just show you? So I used this in my crease. I'm gonna use this to deepen it up. And then I think we'll end up using some of the black for some depth. And I'm gonna go in with the shimmer blue because though it doesn't say it's a matte or a shimmer, I think that'll be fun. Anyway, it's two best friends for the most part. There are three of them, but one of them isn't around for a lot of the movie. And I don't know, it's just so cool. It's very plot twisty, and Gilhooly cracks me up so much. It's so funny. I want to tell you all about it, but what if you haven't seen it and I ruin it for you? Such a good movie. Hopefully I'm not missing anything that's not like problematic. It could be, It's a much older movie, and if that's the case, I'm sorry, but hopefully it's not. I did read some stuff about the director of the movie and John Wayne, and it's all very interesting. I don't know. But my mother was a huge John Wayne fan. My grandfather was a huge John Wayne fan. Mike is a pretty big fan. He has a John Wayne coffee cup. He quotes it a lot at the babies. Talk low, talk slow, and don't talk too much, I think is his most favorite. Mike's not a chatty dude, except when he is, which is generally at the grocery store when I'm needing him to hurry up. He claims to not like people, but for a guy who doesn't like people, he's got a lot of friends and chats to a lot of people. Wow, these are absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I full on love this palette. This is another, in my opinion, amazing Nomad palette. I'm not sure there's any that I don't think are amazing. Well, that's not true, because there was the Christmas one last year. Was a bit of a struggle. They tried out a different shimmer formula last year, and it wasn't a hit. People did not like that formula at all. And it's so funny because lots of brands taste test different formulas, I think, until they find one that really kind of works for them. And with the fickle and ever-changing beauty community, I think it makes sense to be flexible and try out different things to see what works and what doesn't. Unfortunately, if something like that doesn't work, it probably feels pretty awful for Felicia and Auntie. So even if, like, when I reviewed the new launch, the entire collection, I am not a fan of the lip balm. It's just the scent for me. It's a scent I don't like. But Felicia they didn't make the lip balm specifically for me. And I was honest in my video when I said the scent wasn't my idea of a good time. The formula seemed absolutely lovely. And if the rose scent didn't bother you, then, you know, I think that you would like it. But I try to be kind when I'm being a little judgy or, you know, giving my opinion, because you can say what you think and feel without being unkind. There's definitely a way to do it. And I'll say my mom taught me that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I have to agree. I told my kids the same thing. We're going to go in with this Valkyrie shade right there. I think that's going to be pretty. You know, I wanted them to know that they could tell me anything. They could say anything to me. If they did it respectfully, I would probably be more receptive than if they just started acting a fool. So, and it's very cool to see that that's kind of how they're doing it with their kids too. I love to hear Dallas say, Nani taught me, you can say what you need to, but you need to do it with kindness. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's pretty cool. There's nothing quite as rewarding as hearing your child parent their child in a way that you definitely influenced for the positive. I hope I broke some of the yuck from our family cycle. And Dallas will break more. I think this is pretty cute. I definitely like blue and orange together, so not even a little bit mad at the color combination. And the app thingy didn't specify whether it had to be matte or shimmer. So I voted for shimmer, obviously. This palette is so good. All right, I'm gonna boop back over the edge where the blue and the black shade meet up and just get a little bit of a blend. I'm going to go off camera, do the rest of my face. I'll come back, I'll show you the final look. We can compare it to the picture I have and see what we think. All right, I'm back and this is the finished look. Let me zoom you in for an up close at the eyes and we can compare it to the photo I have of the color story. All right, I'm going to scooch you out and we can wrap this up. I feel like I did pretty good. I think I got the colors pretty close. I probably definitely could have gotten all of them spot on had I picked a few more palettes, but I wanted to keep it to just one to see how close it was. And when I saw the color story the very first time, this was the palette that popped into my head. And I'm happy to see that, like, for the most part, I think it's pretty good. This black, I don't know if it's a full-on black, if it's a black and brown. In different lights, it looks a little bit different, but I do think combined with the orange, it looks like a black and brown and matches pretty darn close to the photo. So, and obviously the blue shimmer, I'm always going to choose a blue shimmer if one is available. I don't know why, but I like it. The only shade or only color I didn't use was the white, but I feel like the highlighter kind of could be like the white, even though the highlighter is not white. It's from the Cosmic Brushes Frosting palette. I went in with the Golden Apple shade. Oh, so good. If you're wondering about the rest of my face, I'll tell you right now. My blush is the Blend Bunny Juicy Cheeks, and I used Squeeze and Tangy, the two, yellow and orange. My foundation is the Maybelline Superstay 30 Hour, and this is in shade 128 Warm Nude. So rude. I think this works for me. I don't actually know, you know, I'm just faking it over here, hoping for the best. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. My concealer is the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Concealer, kind of all over my under eye. But then I busted out the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. This is a little bit too light for me right now, but I put a teeny tiny little dot of it on the innermost part of my like inner corner where all the depth and stuff ends up being. I put a tiny dot there and then a tiny dot my forehead, tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin, and blended it out with a sponge. And I think it looks so good. Not like I look amazing, but like the concealer itself looks very nice. So I'm very excited about that. My powders are what I told you in my what I've been going for video. That's not changing. However, I have been using my Kaleidos, what are you called? Symphony Contour Trio in medium. I've been using this as my contour and this as my bronzer. The bronzer is not super duper pigmented, so it's really working out pretty well. I do think it's a bit cooler than maybe I typically go for, but I've been liking it. So I've been playing with that a little bit. I told you my blush, my highlight, my lip is my brown Juvia's Place lip liner in Cola, and then the Unearthly Orange lip gloss. I can't stop using that. I don't know what's happened to me, who I think I am. I love that lip gloss and use it probably 4 out of the 5 or 6 days a week I wear makeup, depending. I really, really like it. It's comfortable. I like that it's not like super orange, but like a tint of orange. I don't know. I just like it. So I'm super interested to hear what your favorite movies are and like what that color story would look like. So if you want to play along, I would definitely be into that. And of course, I'm excited to see what Erica and Nikki and Shawnee do. Hopefully, if you haven't already gone to their channels and watched them, you do that now, because they are such amazing women. They all bring something remarkable to the table. I don't know why they're friends with me, but I'm really glad they are. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good, and remember to be kind to you.